Hello dear students, welcome to the 8th module of chapter Magnetic Effects of Electric Current. In this module, we are going on to study about a very important topic, that is electromagnetic induction. You have already studied that whenever an electric current carrying conductor is placed near the magnetic field, it will experience a force, and because of this force the conductor will move, and this force will be maximum when the direction of current and magnetic field is perpendicular to each other. Can we think about the reverse possibility of production of electric current from the moving magnets? So let us imagine a situation in which a magnet is moved near a fixed electric current carrying conductor. A magnet is moved nearby a fixed electric current carrying conductor, or magnetic field is changed near a fixed electric current carrying conductor. So what will happen? This was first studied by English scientist Michael Faraday in the year 1831, and this was a very important discovery in physics, that is, it helps to identify the method of production or generation of electric current from moving magnets. Now let's understand this phenomenon in detail.
Take a coil of wire AB and having large number of turns. Connect the ends of the coil to a galvanometer as shown. A galvanometer is an instrument that can detect the presence of a current in a circuit. The pointer remains at 0 for zero current flowing through it, and it can deflect either to left or right of the 0 mark depending upon the direction of current. Take a strong bar magnet and move its north pole towards the end B of the coil. Do you find any change in the galvanometer? There is a momentary deflection in the needle of the galvanometer, say to the right. This indicates the presence of a current in the coil AB. The deflection becomes zero the moment the motion of the magnet stops. Now we draw the north pole of the magnet away from the coil. Now the galvanometer is deflected towards the left, showing that the current is now set up in the direction opposite to the first. Place the magnet stationary at a point near to the coil, keeping its north pole towards the end B of the coil. We see that the galvanometer needle deflects towards the right when the coil is moved towards the north pole of the magnet. Similarly, the needle moves towards left when the coil is moved away. When the coil is kept stationary with respect to the magnet, the deflection of the galvanometer drops to 0. You will also find that if you have moved the south pole of the magnet towards the end B of the coil, the deflections in the galvanometer would be just opposite to the previous case. When the coil and the magnet are both stationary, there is no deflection in the galvanometer. It is thus clear from this activity that motion of a magnet with respect to the coil produces an induced potential difference, which sets up an induced electric current in the circuit. Now let us replace the magnet by a current carrying coil and the current in the coil be varied. Take two different coils of copper wire having large number of turns. Insert them over a non-conducting cylindrical roll as shown here. Connect the coil 1 having larger number of turns in series with a battery and a plug key. Also connect the other coil 2 with a galvanometer as shown here. Plug in the key. Observe the galvanometer. Is there a deflection in its needle? You will observe that the needle of the galvanometer instantly jumps to one side and just as quickly returns to 0. This indicates a momentary current in coil 2. Disconnect coil 1 from the battery. You will observe that the needle momentarily moves, but to the opposite side. It means that now the current flows in the opposite direction in coil 2. In this activity, we observe that as soon as the current in coil 1 reaches either a steady value or 0, the galvanometer in coil 2 shows no deflection. From these, we can conclude that a potential difference is induced in coil 2 whenever the electric current through the coil 1 is changing. So, coil 1 is called primary coil and coil 2 is called secondary coil. As the current in the first coil changes, the magnetic field associated with it also changes. Thus, magnetic field lines around the secondary coil also change. Hence, the change in magnetic field lines associated with the secondary coil is the cause of induced current in it.
So children, you have studied what is electromagnetic induction. We can define electromagnetic induction as the process by which changing magnetic field in a conductor induces a current in another conductor. And usually we can induce current by two methods. Either by changing the magnetic field around a coil or moving the coil in a magnetic field. Okay, and it is found to be that induced current formed maximum when the direction of magnetic field and direction of motion of the coil is perpendicular to each other. And we can identify the direction of the induced current with the help of a simple rule. And this rule is called Fleming's right hand rule. And according to this rule, you have to take the right hand and stretch the three fingers, that is thumb, forefinger and middle finger, in a mutually perpendicular direction like this. If so, this forefinger shows the direction of magnetic field, thumb shows the direction of motion of the coil, then the middle finger is showing the direction of induced current. And this rule can be used for finding out the direction of induced current if you know the direction of magnetic field and the direction of motion of the coil.